Hi guys, Miss Berg again. We're now going to be doing 5.6. So 5.6 is still the same exact stuff that we've been talking about. So I am just going to be turning it around. Just make sure that when it comes to the divisor that it is a whole number. And to make it a whole number, you move it over that many decimal places, and then you must do the same to your dividend as well. So I'm going to turn it around and begin this lesson. All right, so it says when you will multiply both the divisor and the dividend by the same power of 10, the quotient stays the same. So what they're trying to tell you is that if you do 6 divided by 3, that is 2. But then if you times both the dividend and the divisor by the same thing, it would be like 60 divided by 30, it's still 2. And then if you multiply again by now 100, 600 divided by 300 is still 2. And the same goes for when you are doing a tenth of the size. So keep that in mind as well. Matthew has 72 cents and he wants to buy stickers that cost 8 cents each. How many stickers can he buy? So it's saying what you can do is to multiply both the dividend and the divisor by powers of 10 to make your divisor a whole number, then divide. So this is what it's trying to say. The divisor needed to be moved twice. So if you did that, you should have moved this one twice, and it would have been 72 divided by 8. So how many 8s go into 72? Would have been 9. So your answer would have been 9 stickers. And then if you would have done this, it would have came out to be 9 as well. All right, so the next thing says, explain how you know that the quotient of 72 hundredths divided by 8 hundredths is the same as 72 divided by 8. So just so that I'm not writing again, I'm trying to make this go as quick as I can because my battery is running low. I am going to just show you this. So I want you to write this down in your books, but do make sure that you are pausing this so that you can write it all down. So please pause this to write everything down. All right, so what it's saying is when dividing decimals, the divisor must be a whole number. So you have to move the decimal 2 places on both numbers, both the divisor and the dividend, and it will come out to still be 72 divided by 8. All right, so now we have the next one. I don't like the way that they are showing, so I'm just going to show it over here. The original number was 56 hundredths divided by 7 tenths. So is this a whole number? No, it is not. So I need to just move it once. So if I move that once, I need to move this one in once as well. So when I rewrite, it would be 7. And then my my dividend is going to be 5 6/10. So now that it is a whole number, now I can just bring up this decimal right where it's at. Okay, and then can 7 go into 5? No, it cannot. Can 7 go into 56? Yes, and that is 8 times. So 8 times 7 is 56. So your answer is 8 tenths. All right, so here we go. Next thing that I want to show you is this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to skip on over to this. Over here, I'm going to do it up here. Sherry hikes the Pacific Coast Trail. The plan to the hike is 3 7/200 miles. If she hikes at an average speed of 1 2/10 miles per hour, how long will she hike? So what you should have done here is this is your dividend, this is your divisor. So in this case, this is not a whole number. So to make it a whole number, you need to move it how many places? It would just be 1. So therefore, I'm going to move this one over 1 as well. So then when I rewrite it, it's going to be 12 and then 37 and 2/10. Now I'm going to just divide like normal. Is 12 a whole number? Yes, it is. So that means I can bring up this decimal straight up into the problem or where it is. Then I can just divide like normal. Can 12 go into 3? No. Can it go into 37? Yes. And that would be 36. 3 times, because that would be 36. Okay, 7 minus 6 is 1. Check it. We are okay. So now I can bring down my next number. Now, how many 12s go into 12? It is 1 time. So I'm going to put that above that 2. So make sure it's on the correct side of that decimal. 1 times 12 is 12 with nothing remaining. So your answer is 3 1/10. All right, next, I'm going to come down here. This one again is saying the same thing. And then it says divide and then check your answer. So here we go. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to first see, okay, does this have a whole number? It does not. So I would need to move it twice. And if I move that twice, I need to move this twice. So this one would be 14, and this one would be 196. So can 14 go into 1? It is a no. Can it go into 19? Yes, that is 1. That would be a 5. Check it. We are good. And that is a 6. How many 14s can go into 56? So you could go ahead and check that. I'm going to try 5. That would be 20, carrier 2, and 7, and that is too high, so, but not by much, so I'm just going to bring it down 1. This would be 16, carrier 1. 4 plus 1 is 5, so that would be 4 times. So then what it's saying is that my answer should come out to be 14. So therefore, if I plug that back in here, let's see if this is true. So remember, to check your answer, you got to multiply the original problem. 1400 times 14 should equal this in the end. So this one was 14. All right, so how many decimal places do we need to move it? It is 2, because there's only 2 numbers after the decimal. So 4 times 4 is 16, carry your 1. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. And then this one is 0, so we don't really have to write it, but we will. Then when you are done with that, you bring it on down, bring down your 0, cross out any remainder, then you go 4 and 1, and then this one is 0. So when we add this up and bring it in 2 places, did it give us the original dividend? Yes, it did. So therefore, our answer is correct in saying that the answer is 14. All right, this one says copy the complete pattern. So it's saying how many 9s go into 45. So going by 9s to 45, it is 5. Now, what they're saying here is this is still going to remain a 5, but what happened here was they just moved it in once. So what do you think needs to happen here? It needs to be moved in once as well. So therefore, the number that's missing is the 9/10. Then here, what had happened here is they just moved it out one more place. So what do you think needs to happen here? It needs to do the same and go out one more place to get this number. So therefore, the missing number is 4,500. Okay, next. How many 25s go into 175? It is 7. So therefore, what had happened was they moved it in 1, so we got to do the same here. So the missing number here would be 2 5/10. And then what happened here is they just moved it out again one time, so we need to do the same over here. And so the next number down would be 1 7/500. Here, just to save time, this would be the same thing. This would be 82. But this one, since they moved it in once, you would have to do the same here. And then they moved it out again. So then you would move this one out again, and it would be 1 6400ths. All right, so now same thing here. To make sure you're right. How many places would you have to move it? It's 1. And you do the same over here. So that would be 16. And then this one would be 96. So how many 16s will go into 96? Again, if you don't have any clue as to where to start, you should start with 5. That would be 30, carry your 3. That's 5 plus 3 is 8. So that's 80. Can we get another 16? We might. So times it by 6. 36, carry your 3. This would be 6 plus 3 is 9. So yeah, that is exactly what we wanted. So that would be 96. So therefore, 6 is our answer for this problem. All right, next, how many places would I have to move it to make it a whole number? Just once. So I got to do it to both the the divisor and the dividend. So this will now be a 3, and then this one would just be 2 4/10. So now, is this a whole number? Yes, it is. So then therefore I need to bring that straight up. Can 3 go into 2? Nope, it's too small. How about into 24? Yes, I can put it in 8 times. 8 times 3 is 24 with no remaining. So therefore your answer to both of these is 8/10. So now I'm going to do one more. So this is saying the same thing. If I go and divide this out, how many decimal places do I need to move to make this a whole number? Just once. So I got to do it here. So this would be 15. And now this would be 34 5/10. So then bring up your decimal. Can 15 go into 3? No. Can it go into 34? Yes, twice. That would be 30. Subtract, that would be a 4. Check it. We are good. So bring down your 5. How many 15s will go into 45? Let's see, maybe let's try 3. That would be 15, carrier 1 and a 4. Yep. So that would go in 3 times. That would be 45 with nothing remaining. So therefore your answer to both of these questions is 2 3/10. All right, so what I want you to do is I want you to try 7, 8, and 9 on your own. So please put it on pause and try these on your own. Okay, so you should have did it on your own. And if you did this one on your own, you would have moved it in once and did the same to the dividend. So then when you divided it, it would have came out to be 22. Here you should have moved each one once. So then it would have been how many 3s go into 9, which is 3. So your answer would have been 3. Here you should have moved it in twice to both the divisor and the dividend. And that would have been 6. So that is your answer for that. All right, so next, Samuel has 96 cents. He wants to buy erasers that cost 6 cents each. Describe how Samuel can find the number of erasers that he can buy. Well, the one thing that you could say, and I wrote it down right here, so you can pause this to write this down. So go ahead and pause it. Okay, so what you could have said to do is you would have said 96 cents divided by 6 cents, but then you would have to move to places to both numbers. So that is what I'm showing here, so that the divisor is now a whole number. So now the whole number would have been 6 for the divisor and 96, and then you just simply divide those out, which would have came out to be 16 erasers. Okay. Next thing says, this one too. Penny has 6 liters of applesauce. She saved 56 hundredths liters for dinner. She puts the rest in jars. If each jar holds 68 hundredths liters, how many jars can she fill? All right, so she makes 6 liters. So in this case, she makes 6 liters. Now it says she saves 5,600 liters for herself. So therefore, if you subtracted that out away from each other, what she did take away for herself, that means she only had 5 44 liters left. And then they said that each jar holds 6,800 liters. So what you had to do is you had to divide it by 6,800 liters to see how many jars that would be. So if we did it here and we moved in our decimal twice on both sides, that would now come out to be this. And if you went and you subtracted it, divided it out, it would have been 8 jars. So if each jar holds 6,800 liters, how many jars can she fill? It would have been 8 jars. Okay, so I am going to just briefly talk about each one of these as well. It says Connie paid $1.08 for pencils. How many pencils did she buy? So she paid 108 and each pencil cost 12 cents. All right, so if we did this, it would have been $1.08 is what she paid, but she's dividing that about by each pencil, and that was 12 cents a pencil. So if I wanted to, I would have to first move this 1, 2, 1, 2. So then this would be 12 into 108. Can 12 go into 1? No. Can it go into 10? No. Can it go into 108? And just to save time, that would be 9. 9 times 12 would be 108 with nothing remaining. So therefore, this would be 9 pencils. Now it says Albert has $2.16. How many more pencils can he buy than markers? So when you do that, it says right here that if he has $2.16, you would have to then divide it by pencils versus markers. Markers are 36 cents a piece. Pencils are only 12. So if you divide it by 12, that would have been 18. If you divided the markers by $2.16 and you move the decimals, it would have been 6. So how many more pencils could he buy than markers? You would subtract the 2 and you would get 12 more pencils. All right, now here's the next thing. How many erasers can Anita buy for the same amount that she would pay for 2 notebooks? So first of all, you need to go over here and see what notebooks are. They are 65 cents. So 2 would be $1.30. But then they said, how many erasers can they buy with that? Well, each eraser is worth 5 cents. So you would do 130 divided by 5 cents. You would move that over twice to make it a whole number. And then how many 5s will go into 130 would come out to be 26 erasers. All right, it says Keisha had $2. She wanted to buy 4 notepads. Does she have enough money? Explain your reasoning. So what you could do is you could see how much a notepad is, which is 65 cents. And she wanted to buy 4 of them. So if you times it by 4, you could figure out what that comes out to be. If you looked over here, I moved it over 2 places. And when you multiply it, it comes out to be $2.60, which does she have enough if she only has $2? No, she does not, because she would be 60 cents over. All right, next, Katie divided this by this and got a quotient of 1700ths. It says, what is her error? So if you do this, you would move this over twice and this one over twice. So then it would be 25 into 425, Well, the 25 would actually be right here would be the decimal now, and then you would move it straight up. So she didn't move the decimal 2 places in that dividend is probably her issue. All right. So, and then this one I'm just going to quickly talk about. It says Tara has a large box of dog treats that weighs 8 4/10 pounds, and she uses a large box of dog treats to make smaller bags. Each box contains 6/10 pound of treats. How many smaller bags would she can she make? So you should have divided it like this, moved it in once, this one in once, and then if you did that correctly, it would have been 14 bags. All right, so now I'm going to do some with you. Here is what I want to do. It just says divide decimals, so I better see work. So show your work. All right, so we're going to do this one together. First of all, this needs to be a whole number, so make sure you move it in once, and you need to do it here. So then when you rewrite it, it would be 2, and this one would be 4. So how many 2s go into 4? It would be 2. 2 times 2 is 4 with nothing remaining. So your answer is 2. Next, if you did this, you should have moved it in twice, 1 and 2, and this one in twice, 1 and 2. So then when you rewrite it, it would be a 7, and this one would be 168. Can 7 go into 1? Nope. Can it go into 16? Yep, twice. 2 times 7 is 14, subtract, that would be 2. Check it, we are okay. Bring down your 8. How many 7s go into 28? Would be 4. 4 times 7 is 28 with nothing remaining. So your answer is 24. Oh, and if you need a reminder as to what all the steps are to divide, it is dead, monkeys, smell, crazy, bad. And then when you bring down, you must start up at the top again. All right, next thing that we are going to do is this one. Again, we are going to move it in twice. We would do this one in twice as well. So now my new number would be 37 and my dividend would be 518. So now I see, can 37 go into 5? Nope. Can it go into 51? Yep, that would be once. 1 times 37 is 37. Can I have 1 and take away 7? No. So I'm going to come over and borrow. This is going to be 4 and 1. Check it. We are okay. So I'm going to bring down my 8. How many 37s can go into 148? Again, if you don't know, always start at 5 and go up and down from there. So this would be 35, carry your 3. This is 15, 16, 17, 18. And that is too high. So I'm going to bring it down by 1. That would be 8, 28, carry your 2, 12, plus 2 is 14. And look at that, that is absolutely perfect. So that would be 4, that would be 148 with nothing remaining. So that would be 14. Next, to do this, I would move this again one time and this one time. So when you rewrite, it would be how many 4s go into 104. Can 4 go into 1? Nope. How about into 10? Yes, 2 times. So that when you subtract, that would be 2. Check it. We are okay. Bring down your 4. How many 4s go into 24? That is 6. 6 times 4 is 24 with nothing remaining. Your answer is 26. All right, so you will have 6 for homework, 7, 8. I'm going to go over this one with you. So we're going to come down here. You are going to do 10 and 11, cross out 12. If you need any extra space, you can always show your work down here as well, because they don't give you much up here. So as well as you can always do it on another sheet of paper as well. All right, and then this one, if you rewrote it to make sense out of it, this is what it would look like. Okay, so then this, is this a whole number? No, it is not. So I need to move it once. So I need to move this one once, only once. So not all the time is it always going to come out to be a whole numbers on both the numbers. See, this one is not a whole number. It's still a decimal. So is this a whole number? Yes. So now I can bring this decimal up. And now I just divide like normal. Can 23 go into 1? No. 10? No. 108? Yes. Now I can kind of think. We're going by 25s. I mean, we could try, how about 4, maybe 4. So that would be, oops, sorry, 12. Carry your 1. This would be 8 plus 1 is 9. 92. Yeah, there's no way you're going to fit another 23 in there. So that is 4. That would be 92. Make sure you're lining it up. 8 minus 2 is 6. Then 10 minus 9 is 1. Check it. We are okay. Bring down your next number. Now we're still pretty far away here. So you can go by 5s or whatever, but just to save time, let's try 23 times 7. That would be 21. Carry your 2. This is 14 plus 2 is 16. So that goes in 161 7 times. So make sure you're putting it above that 1. So that decimal is in between them. 161 with nothing remaining. So our answer was 4 7/10. Okay. And then on the back, you are going to be doing them all. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And that is your homework for 5, 6. All right. I will see you guys later. Bye.